Welcome to the 3D Print Entrepreneur Podcast hosted by Print That Thing, where we help you become a 3D print designer. I'm your host, Jay Walt, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking to Javier, aka MacGyber. MacGyber is one of my fellow Blender designers who is creating these adorable articulated designs that are irresistible. We had a great chat about his workflow in creating these designs, his process selling designs on My Manufacturing Cults 3D, and how putting prices on your designs actually makes your designs even better. Before we dive into the interview, let's get a quick word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Print That Thing, an educational platform that helps you become a 3D print designer within 30 days. We provide easy-to-digest lessons that compound so you can learn fast. Sure, you can learn 3D print design on YouTube, but we teach a unique and flexible workflow not found anywhere else. You'll learn by doing, while creating 10 unique designs, giving you a strong foundation to get you 3D printing your own ideas. If you want to unleash your superpower of 3D print design, become a member at ptt.live for designs, courses, and community. All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we have Javier MacGyber, if you're following him on Instagram, but he's one of the coolest designers I've seen. He's using Blender, and he's doing these really adorable and just professional articulated designs. Welcome, Javier. How are you doing today?
Hi, Jason. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you. So super stoked. For anyone who doesn't know, kind of tell us your kind of what you do, like your normal job, or kind of how you got into 3D printing so far.
Yeah, so I work as an electronic engineer on a R&D physics project. So some years ago, we bought a 3D printer to do some printing prototypes and printing some enclosures and clamps.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately fell in love with 3D printing. And just a couple of months later, I had my own 3D
nice
printer.
Which one did you get? Will you remember?
Yeah, the first one was a Prusa-like
nice
printer from a Spanish brand.
Cool. That's great. So then, like, when did you start like creating your own designs? Kind of when did that start coming about?
I guess, almost from the beginning, I started creating some keychains and small pieces for friends and things like that. And later on, I discovered some articulated designs from Amao-chan. You know him?
Amao-chan? I don't know. I've probably seen him, but I might not know the profile.
This articulated turtle that moves, and also the pangolin.
Definitely. I've heard of Fab 365, where they do like the cars and things.
Yeah, also. So then that blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, you can design printing place articulated designs that cannot be produced in other
like traditional ways. Yeah. It's pre-assembled. I know that's so funny. Like the first time I printed it was a car, and it like was on its side, and it did the wheels and then the body of the car, and it came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to do more print in place design, and yours are inspiring me a lot. So tell us kind of what softwares you use, maybe the process, how long it takes to make a model, or anything like that may help listeners.
So in the beginning, I used Fusion 360 because mainly for the joints and the articulated parts. But I couldn't do the organical modeling, and so later I moved to Blender.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, you moved to Blender? Yes, I saw that. Yeah. That's so I love that. So so you needed more organic. That's what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because I wanted my designs to look soft and to look cute.
They're adorable.
Yeah, thanks. So that's something that it's very difficult to do with a CAD program. I think so. I was looking for something to sculpt.
Nice. I love sculpting. I know a lot of people, like a lot of my students, even they're like kind of scared of it, but I think it's one of the most fun parts. Wouldn't you say?
And it's easier than it seems. And there are lots of tutorials online of 3D sculpting that, it's very easy.
What, I guess, so when you're doing the joints, are you doing the joints in Blender now, like the actual, like the articulation kind of parts, or do you do a hybrid?
Sometimes I do a hybrid. First, for me, it's easier and quicker to design the joint in Fusion 360. I print just the joint to check that it works and it moves like I expect.
Right.
And then I move it to Blender and continue from them.
Boom. And then just bullying it together. That's cool. So what is the timeline to make some of these designs? Like, we talking like hours, days, weeks? Like, what do you like to use, or how much time do you like to spend on these?
Yeah, for me, it's weeks because I have very small free time every day. So it's a longer process than I want. But normally it's like 2 days of thinking about it, getting an image on my mind, and doing some sketches.
Okay, I was just about to say, do you sketch? So you're just sketching out? That's great. I do that too. Yeah. I think it's like very helpful it's almost like pre-rapid prototyping, before you go in.
Yeah, because sometimes in your mind, it's one way, and then when you draw it, you see like, oh no, this will collide, this will not move.
Right.
It cannot be printed.
Story of my life. That's why I've been working on a battery box, and I've been like, I'll open the hinge and it's like, so I know that feeling. So you said that you do a lot of this in your free time. So are you eventually trying to make this your full-time career, or do you want to keep it as a hobby?
I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it because I enjoy my job and I like engineering, but I also like 3D design. So for me, the ideal scenario will be 50-50.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. If your employer would be cool with that. But so when you're at your day job, are you doing actual design too? Like like 3D?
Yes. I started doing some small mechanical designs for prototypes, or even for putting together the electronics with the detector that we are using. So I'm always working on 3D related stuff.
Cool. So it's in your blood now. That's cool. I love that you're a designer by day and a designer by night. I also love you got a website going. I saw that. And I'm really, really proud that you are charging for your designs, because I know a lot of people give them away for free. Did you give them away for free in the beginning and then start charging, or kind of what was that process like?
So the first one were free because I didn't know that they will become so popular.
Right.
I designed them just for me, really.
Right.
So I didn't expect lots of people to download them. So I designed them just for me. So once I realized that I could make some money, the process of the design is not the same, because I'm more focused on giving a more reliable design. I do some more post designing tests before uploading the design. I try to be sure that it can be printed at different scales and on different printers, even on resin printers. So it's not that. I put a lot more of effort.
I love that because I did the same thing. I did all my designs for free, and then once I started like, I'm going to sell this, it really does make you think more, because you're kind of attaching more value on it.
Yeah, and so, if people are paying for that, they expect to have a professional piece.
Yes, I concur 100%. That definitely. Oh man, I love you said that. Well, what do you think, like what is your favorite kind of aspect of 3D printing, just in general, like in the whole 3D printing stratosphere?
Well, I really like the community that has grown around the 3D printing.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people willing to help each other, and are really crazy cool ideas around that. Every day there is someone that came up with a brilliant idea that it will not be possible without 3D printing.
Yep. And the community. Yeah. I think the community is where it's at. Like, that's just what it is. It's just, It's amazing. So I was also curious, like I know you're doing mainly digital files, like people can buy the STLs, but have you ever dabbled or thought about or experimented with like print on demand, like with another person or printing them yourself and selling? Like, have you ever done anything like that?
I thought about it, but as I don't have a lot of free time,
Right.
that it's a stop for me. So instead of printing and selling the designs, I make some agreements with people around the world, that people that I know that they print quality pieces, and so they sell the designs.
Cool. Yeah, no, I love selling designs too. I'm kind of dabbling more into the print on demand, but have you ever had issues? I know I've talked with a lot of designers on this podcast season, and pretty much all of them have issues with people stealing their designs. Have you ever, is there any story that you've experienced something like that?
Well, almost every day, I receive emails from people reporting that someone is selling your design,
Uh-huh.
someone is taking profit of your ideas.
Right.
So yeah, it's a common
It's
thing.
we've got to figure. That's what I kind of want to talk just about this podcast in general, just bringing that topic up more and more. It's because it's like, I mean, as designers, we're only going to get better and better, right? And so it's like our intellectual property might, become more and more and more and more valuable over the years. So it's like, that's if anyone listening has some ideas or ways to fix this problem, let us know. This is great. But yeah, it comes back to the community. The community is looking out for you as a designer because they know it's yours because it's got your style and your vibe.
There are a lot of really concerned people that reach me worried about this issue.
That's beautiful. Well, where do you think the 3D print kind of industry is headed as far as design, or what do you want to be able to do with your designs in the future? Is there any kind of dreams you have?
I think that we are just at the beginning of the 3D printing.
I know. Yeah.
It is growing really quickly. In just a few years, we had a lot of advancement on medical applications, building with concrete printers, ceramic printers, even glass. So I don't know. I think that in a few years we will think that how could we live without 3D printers before?
Right. Yeah, no, I totally feel you on that. I hope that's what it is. I think I've been watching the trends because I've been doing, when did you start like kind of getting into 3D print? Well, do you remember the year?
So yeah, it was late 2014.
Okay, yeah. So you're early adopter still. And I mean, I feel like there was a time where it kind of calmed and kind of slowed down a little bit, but now it seems to be coming back up a little bit as far as just adoption for the rest of the globe. And so I think, what do you think, or do you have any advice for people listening who want to do what you're doing, like making designs and selling them? Any advice for them if they're just wanting to get started?
So I think the most important advice that I could give them is to enjoy their designs, because if you want to design as your way of life, you have to enjoy it, because if not, it makes no sense. So
definitely. Yeah, follow your passions, what you're passionate about. Yeah, I think I'm going to do like hats. So is there any other like I know you're mainly doing articulated designs, but is there any other thing you've been thinking about, like, oh, I kind of want to try this, or I want to make one of these, maybe anything like that?
Yes, I did a non-articulated model called the Invisible Death, which
the Missile of Death.
Yeah, the Invisible Death. It was for free because it was my first non-articulated design, and I wanted to experiment with more detailed sculpting and another kind of I would like also to do more designs like that, but I don't have the time.
Right. Well, hopefully we'll get to, anyone listening, go check out his website, his Instagram, and purchase some of these prints. They're incredible. I haven't even printed one, but I really want to print that ladybug that you just made. That's really cool. So I need to do that. I've been just printing my ideas, but I really do love your style and your vibe. I want to see, like, Well, are there any like other designers that you look at that are like, oh, I really like them, either 3D print design or just 3D designers in general? I know you mentioned one earlier.
Yeah, I think that my main inspiration was Amao Chan.
Okay. I need to look him up. I'll message with you later. I want to see some links for that.
Yeah, his designs are very popular,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also like origami 3D models that
Yes.
also articulated,
Yes.
and he releases very few models every year, but every time he releases a new model, it's like, oh man.
Wow. Yeah. Send me a link and I'll put it in the description below so other people can check it out too. Did you ever, you mentioned origami. Did you ever do origami or anything when you were a kid? No.
Not yeah.
Okay. That's okay. I'm trying to think of what I was going to say. You were saying the sculpting. Let's play a game, I guess. Like, yeah. So if you are interested in like, supporting him and his new design journey and getting him a 50-50 career going here, that's what I would love for all the designers out there. But go check him out at his website and the Instagram, right? And so tell us, and where did the name MacGyver, how do you say it?
Well, it came from I mean, do you know the roller derby sport?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I'm bench coach of one team of roller derby, and in roller derby, every person has a nickname. Usually, they give their nickname to you, so you don't choose your name.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So a friend thought that you should be called MacGyver.
That's MacGyver. Yeah. Just while you're drinking a beer, you got that's amazing. So you do roller derby? That's crazy. Whoa, you're strong, man. You're tough.
Well, I'm not skating, but I'm bench coach of the Valencia roller derby team.
Whoa, wow. And you're in Spain, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's what I was going to ask you. I was blanking out on what I was trying to ask. Have you ever heard or thought of, or have you ever kind of just, what do you know about 4D printing? Have you ever dabbled into that realm?
About what? Sorry?
So we have 3D printing, but have you ever dabbled into the idea of 4D printing?
4D printing? No.
Okay. It's just like over time, essentially like the way I think of it is like, imagine like a house, or maybe you buy something from IKEA and then it's like this little box, right? It's like all origami folded in. And then you add some type of additive like a water or heat or something. And then it slowly just unfolds. And so that's essentially 4D is the time that it takes to unwind itself. So essentially as designers, like we would be programming all that and then folding it up or whatever.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That would be another step. Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's play a game. So I want to just kind of throw two words at you and then just say whichever one kind of resonates with you more, or you can say pass.
Okay.
Ready? All right. So PLA or TPU?
PLA.
FDM or SLA?
FDM.
3D scan or 3D model?
3D model.
Supports or no supports?
No supports.
Yeah. STL or OBJ?
STL.
Precision modeling or sculpting?
Oh, both of them.
Yeah, combine them. I love it. Prusa slicer or Cura slicer or other?
Prusa slicer.
My Mini Factory or Colts 3D?
Oh, that's pass.
Pass, yeah. Shapeways or 3D hubs? I guess you don't do print on demand that much, but you may Shapeways or 3D hubs, or pass.
Pass.
Practical design or decorative design?
Decorative design.
Ew.
Well, I don't know.
Together. Yeah.
Together, yeah.
Yeah. Digital download or sell something print on demand?
Digital download.
Sell a product or take on a client?
Sell a product.
Nice. Yes, that's awesome. Well, that's all I had questions for you today. I appreciate you taking the time to jump in, even though you've been working. So I appreciate the just sharing the stories and the tips for anyone listening. Anything else you want to say to people listening before we head out?
No, not really. Just that don't stop thinking and imagining new ways of modeling and producing creations, because there is almost no limits with 3D printing. So you can take advantage of this technology.
Yeah, jump on it, guys. Yes, thank you. Well, thank you, Javier MacGyver. Again, go check out his website, go check out his Instagram, all his models, and support him, print them, and let him know what you think.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. Later, Javi. Thank y'all so much for listening with us today. And thanks again to Javier, aka MacGyver, for hanging out with me. Remember to check out his website and Instagram at MacGyver. I'll put the links below. And while you're there, go ahead and download and 3D print one of his adorable designs. I just got the ladybug and super excited about that. Also, be sure to check in next week. We're going to be talking to Ed from the Institute of 3D Printing, aka IO3DP. Ed's training platform is for anyone who wants to get perfect and reliable prints every time. They have crazy in-depth training videos on everything from tuning your first 3D printer to advanced training on Cura, Prusa Slicer, or Simplify 3D. I think y'all are going to love it. While you wait for the next episode, remember to get yourself a Print That Thing membership over at ptt.live so you can start 3D printing your own ideas. I'm Jay Wall, and as always, keep creating.